if they release Melly, they releasing a monster back into the black community. Not only that, but that sends a strong message to young gang members, to young killers, that they can go inside the black community and kill without no repercussion. If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Mistrial, right? So we ain't gonna play no games or nothing like that. I'm talking about there's a lot of people that are highly upset right now, being that there was no finding of guilt, being that there was no finding of innocence. I'm talking about, man, on both sides, people are highly upset at the outcome of this trial after this boy been sitting in the county jail for 5 years only to come to a mistrial. Now, some people that don't have no knowledge of the law believe that, you know, once there was a mistrial that Melly would be set free. No, it don't work like that. And let me explain to y'all why it don't work like that. Because the case is still open. What you mean, hood educated? How the case still open? Let me explain to you. There hasn't been a conviction, right? There hasn't been an acquittal. You see what I'm saying? So the case is still up in the air, as if the case never even happened, as if they never even went to trial. Because nothing, there was no resolution, right? There was no end to this whole ordeal. Why? Because the jury could not decide on the case. Now, reports are coming out. I mean, YNW Melly mama is reporting that 9 of the jurors were saying that Melly is innocent. And only 3 believed that Melly was guilty. Wow, right? Now that's a cold demonstration, because a lot of people believing that the circumstantial evidence was pointing directly to the guilt of Melly. Me, myself, I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing. Everything that I seen was like, hey man, this brother right here is in deep trouble. This brother right here looking at the death penalty. It might be over. But let me break this thing down to y'all so that y'all can get an understanding to what is finna happen right now. The judge has to grant, or no, matter of fact, yeah, the judge has to grant, if the prosecuting attorney wants to retry Melly, the judge will grant them 90 days to get their case together. 90 days, right? But it just don't stop there, because we got to understand, before he grant them the 90 days, Melly lawyers have the right and the authority to file motions to the court as well, saying that, hey, look, we want to acquit him. We saying that he innocent. If you're not going to acquit our client, dismiss the case, right? So with them doing that, they are going to have, with them doing that, the prosecuting attorney is going to have to convince the judge that, hey, look, we need 90 days and we're going to do a better job. Not only that, though, we got newly discovered evidence, right? That's how they can convince the judge to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give y'all 90 days. Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm going to give y'all a retrial at this thing. Why? Because y'all got newly discovered evidence. Now, some of y'all probably saying, hey, hood educated, what is you talking about? Newly discovered evidence. What is that? There's a thing in the criminal judicial system called newly discovered evidence. And this newly discovered evidence is evidence that they did not use during this mistrial, during this trial that they just had, right? So some of you might be saying, what type of evidence could they get? They get everything, right? But not really. And let me explain to y'all what I'm talking about. What they would need now to convince the judge would be some incriminating evidence, more incriminating evidence pointing at YNW Melly. Where they gonna get it from? The only thing that I can think of in my mind where they can get such evidence is from Portland. Yeah, I know y'all saying, what you mean hood educated? How they gonna get something from Portland? They already got Portland statements. Yes, y'all are 100% right. I'm not talking about them old statements though. I'm talking about new statements. Remember, we talking about newly discovered evidence. Let me tell y'all what can happen in this case right now. Being that it was a mistrial, right? This is like the case is starting all over again, brand new. What the prosecution can do is they can hire their most seasoned and polished prosecutors to grab this case and review it and come at it from their standpoint, right? Old girl and everything that she did, look, you amateur night at the Apollo. We ain't gonna, you couldn't get a conviction with all that evidence. No, we gotta go get Bob. Bob, a cold piece. We gotta go get him. He would slam dunk this type of case. You fumbled the ball, right? They go get Bob. Bob seasoned in murder cases, right? So they go get Bob. And this is what Bob do. Bob won't YNW Melly because Bob know in his mind that YNW Melly killed Sack Chaser and Juvie. So what Bob do is this right here. He go sit down with Portland's attorney. Hey, check it out. Let me give you an offer that I don't think you can refuse right now. Your client looks guilty. He pulled up with the dead bodies. He's lying. He got gunpowder residue on his hands. He's looking more guilty than Melly. However, we know that Melly is the one that killed them two boys, that killed Sack Chaser and Juvie, and that he just used Portland as a pawn. And as you seen in that courtroom, they was throwing the whole case on your client. This is what we're willing to do for you and your client. We're gonna drop the murder charges. We're gonna charge him with tampering with a corpse, murder after the fact. Not only that, we would give him a low sentence. I'm talking about lower than normal sentence. The death penalty is off the table. The life sentence is off the table. And what we want for all this, we need him to tell us what happened that night. We need him to tell us what did Melly do that night and what was the plan and who planned it. We need the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and we'll write it down. We'll write it down so that we won't, give you guys more than what we're saying. We will put it in writing, but we need to know the truth. We need newly discovered evidence so we can bang him. What y'all think Portland gonna do when they present him with an offer like that? That's if, right? That's if. Because this is one of the options of the prosecution. They can do this to get newly discovered evidence. Now, if they put that in front of Bortland like that, what y'all think he gonna do? Y'all jump in the comments and y'all tell me what y'all think he gonna do. Is he gonna still be that loyal friend after he just seen his supposed to be homeboy lawyers throw him under the bus time and time again, put the murder on him time and time again, knowing that he looked way more guilty than Melly? With everything that's going down now, it's looking like Melly played him for a goofy. What y'all think that Bortland gonna do? That's just one option for the prosecution. The other option is this right here. The prosecution can sit down with Melly's attorneys and say, look, check this out. We finna retry this. We already talked to the judge. The judge gonna let us retry it. You know it, I know it. This is how it go. But we willing to play ball with y'all though. How about this right here? We'll take the death penalty off. We'll take a life sentence off. We'll give him time served for the 5 years, but he got to plead guilty to double manslaughter and this, that, and the other. And then we're gonna put him on probation for 30 years. You see what I'm saying? And he can plead to that and walk and get up out of there. This is just how things go, y'all, because I'm telling you, it's not over with yet. It's going to be a lot of willing and dealing. A lot of willing and dealing right now. You know what I mean? But it all depends on how bad they want that boy Melly. Because if they want him that bad, they will go with the first approach that I said. But if they believe that they got a slam dunk on Bortland, then they want both of them. They'll definitely try to get Melly a good deal and still slam dunk Bortland. Because at the end of the day, bruh, to me, both of them young brothers look guilty. I'm just being 100, right? To me, both of them appear to be guilty. Bortland caught with the bodies and all that other evidence against Melly, both of them to me appear to be guilty. And I believe that the prosecution want both of them. But here's what really did something to my mental, right? I'm watching this brother, 100K Trac, right? Melly's manager, I'm watching him, right? They did an interview with him on after the trial, right? After the mistrial. And I want to share that with y'all so that y'all can see what I seen. Check it out.
All right, we just heard from the judge that this was a mistrial and that the jury could not come to a unanimous decision. And Trac, tell us, you are the manager for YNW Melly. What's your reaction to the mistrial?
I mean, I'm happy with it, you know what I'm saying? It's not the verdict we would want, of course, but, you know, it's a second chance, and I take that literal for everything. Second chance at life, second chance for a better defense, so, you know, I'm excited. Really feel like Melly's coming home. Ben felt like that, but it's just, you know, confirmed it.
Have you had a chance to talk to Melly since he's been during this trial, and whether or not, you know, what his reaction would be to a mistrial?
I mean, you know, they took his phone privileges a long time ago before we even got to this case, so no. But I'm pretty sure he's patient, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get into his music, you know, write more, get into praying, and just, because he know he's coming home. So if it's not today or tomorrow, it's definitely going to be soon, real soon.
Have you had a chance to talk to any of the other family members since the mistrial was called, or do you know how they would feel about it?
No, because it just happened. So, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, everybody feeling the same way I feel. You know, as long as it's not a guilty verdict, you know what I'm saying? It's way more ensuring than that. So, you know, pretty much just ready for the next go round.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
You have a good day. Melly coming home 2023.
Y'all see that? Now, this what stuck out to me throughout this whole process. From my understanding, YNW Melly, Bortland, Juvie, and Sack Chaser is like this, childhood friends. I have yet to see any type of sympathy from 100K Trac towards Sack Chaser and Juvie family. If you the manager of these guys and you understand that all these guys is friends, the only thing he's saying in that thing was, hey, free Melly. Melly will be out. Melly will be coming home soon. What about the sympathy for the victim's family? What about what word I'm looking for, y'all? Not just sympathy, but what about empathizing with Sack Chaser and Juvie family? If y'all all was like this, and you know them boys was like this. If anything, I mean, if he was unbiased, if that was me, and I'm just speaking about me, I'd be like, man, this is a bad situation. Here it is, we got Melly on trial for killing two of his best friends. I'm sad for him, and I'm sad for Sack Chaser and Juvie family. This is a bad ordeal. I'm sad for everybody. I believe Melly innocent, but not only that, I believe that there's some killers out there that done killed Juvie and Sack Chaser, and they just, they ain't getting their justice. I feel sorry for both parties, everybody in this whole ordeal. But that's not what you getting from 100K Trac. No, you ain't getting that from him. All you getting is, I'm releasing Melly album, free Melly, no, I'm talking about nothing. What about they mama, father, family members? If anything, you the manager, you supposed to be taking care of everybody. Hey, look, or at least showing your love and appreciation or your sympathy for everybody. Like, hey, look, y'all, I'm neutral in this whole thing. I love all them boys. I love all four of them. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that they got Melly locked up for this. I don't believe he did it. I believe somebody killed y'all's son. I'm sad for y'all too. But instead, that's not what he doing. And that right there make me say, That right there just make me, I'm talking about, man, on some real, that right there just make me think about, dude, like what's really going on? Melly ain't showing no sympathy for them boys. Bortland ain't showing no sympathy for them boys. 100K Trac ain't showing no sympathy for them boys. See, in my mind, that just make me think that y'all know what happened. You see what I'm saying? When people don't know what happened, they stay undecided. They ain't biased. I'm talking about they fighting tooth and nail. Man, y'all Melly ain't do that. Man, there's somebody else out there that did that. Bortland, 100K Trac, Melly, all them will be feeling bad inside like, man, y'all charging me for killing my homeboys. Man, I didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? But they ain't like that. They on one side like, nah, And that right there, being that they like that, it caused Sack Chaser and Juvie family to be one-sided. Because they looking at them like, man, y'all act like y'all know what happened. Because if y'all didn't, y'all would be on our side too, but y'all ain't. Y'all just on Melly's side. I mean, this whole ordeal is, I'm talking about, is messed up. It's unfortunate. And man, I'm talking about, it's almost unbelievable that the 12 jurors, to me, that the 12 jurors couldn't decide guilt or innocence is my thing. But we got to understand something. When you got 12 people sitting down trying to decide the fate of somebody's, when they trying to decide if somebody gonna get life or death, that's tough. And then not only that, with all the biases and stuff like that that's going on, you might got some brothers that's on the stand and sisters that's in the jury that's thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that these people is trying to railroad Melly because he's a superstar. Then you got some people that's on there that's probably like, no, we about the law and justice and stuff like that. I mean, because this type of stuff right here divides people. Because you have people saying that if they release Melly, they releasing a monster back into the black community. Not only that, but that sends a strong message to young gang members, to young killers, that they can go inside the black community and kill without no repercussion. That young gang members and young black boys can kill their friends and get away with it scot-free. A lot of people feel that way. And I just gotta say that I'm talking about like this thing right here, man. When you got stuff like this going on, it just makes you think about the whole ordeal, the big picture. Could they possibly be trying to release a monster to the community? Or could they be trying to lock up an innocent brother? Y'all jump in the comments and y'all let me know. This is Hood Educated, not lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel, and give me a like. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Let me give a shout out to the homeboy Big Reg for the super thanks. I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Let me give a shout out to Julian Hunter for the super thanks. Thank you. Let me give a shout out to the homeboy Farmer Phil. I really appreciate that cash out, bro. Buckshots, you already know what's up, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Jeffrey Fight, I appreciate you. Thank you a lot for the donation. And the sister Belinda Mihai, thank you, sister. I appreciate you for the donation. And last but not least, Long Lingo, I appreciate you for the donations. This is Hood Educated, not lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there.